Well, good morning. Short talk in the park with an old guy. I like looking at this sort of thing right there and right there. I guess you'd call those sunbeams. It's kind of like a little hole drilled through the cloud there, and like kind of a spotlight. And the further it gets away from the orifice, the more the light diffuses and kind of blends into a neutral. You can't pick it out anymore. Of course, the dark background does help. But I love looking at these things. Years ago when I was a kid, there was a really annoying... Look at these clouds today. This is nice. Might not be such a killer day for heat, I hope. I guess I could always look at the forecast. Anyway, there was this really annoying... I'm going to just sit in the back of the truck here. There we go. Park it. And High and Lois had, unaccountably, this daughter who never aged. And I don't know what was wrong with the writer. I mean, maybe he was like whacked in the head or something. I think his name was Mort Walker, but I'm kind of making that part up. I think he was the same guy who drew that, what was his name? Military guy. Beetle Bailey. I think it's the same artist. I'm not sure. Anyhow, the author included this way too often, in my opinion. The little daughter, Trixie, who refused to grow up, was always sitting on the floor by herself somewhere in the house, I guess. And then the sunbeam came through the window, and so she started like talking to it and stuff. Okay. And maybe she got over it. I don't know. But the thing is that why that was included more than once as an episodic kind of theme never made a bit of sense to me. But I do, nonetheless, these kind of days where the sun will break up, it appears, if you look at the tangential union, it looks like the sun is, so to speak, about 65 feet above them clouds, or, 1,000 feet above them clouds, instead of being, jillions of miles away. Because, in other words, there's no parallelism here on these beams. They're coming in at slant. And so that it places this artificial height for the sun just nicely above the clouds. In order to get that splay effect, you'd have to have it much closer. And so it's kind of a nice thing to fool yourself with. I love looking at the clouds sometimes. So anyway, I was thinking about maybe walking down by the Rio today or something. But anyway, I got to do a little bit of plumbing. See if I can invert here. Oh, I'm not even sitting under a tree today. I'm just going to go sit on the bench over here at the table. See if I have, by chance, a cigarette. Hey, look at that. How about that? Okay, so I'm just going to sit down for a minute or two. I see some young folk out here walking around. I'm going to see if I can lure any of them into a conversation. I bet you it won't work. My dazzling charisma is going to kick in pretty quick. Let's see here. All right, there we go. So it's a nice day. It's a Saturday down here at the park, and actually this isn't really a park, but we use it as one. Now there is a little backstop over there, but basically what this is, it's kind of a flood control thing. Milton Street right over there turns into a river when it gets a decent rain here, and seriously, from curb to curb, about 4.5 inches deep, 5 inches deep. That thing's just roaring down the way. So it ends up in, this is a sump. It's a drainage thing to get the water under control. It doesn't go tear up people's houses and stuff. Look at this little guy walking around here with his dad. A little shorty Bagordy's gonna go get a piggyback ride, maybe, I don't know. So anyway, you guys, I just was sitting there thinking today, it's like, here I am, 65 almost, and I have not dated a woman in, as a regular thing, and I don't miss it at all. And so I wonder, maybe there's something wrong with this guy. Well, we knew that. But the thing is that it's just so nice not to have to get up on a Saturday and deal with anything that really is a front burner item. I did a couple of little shorty vids down there at the VI. Etching ice cubes, once again, with salt and sugar. Really fascinating. I think you should try it. Some of those will drill right through the cube. It's like, wow, that was great. And it sets up this kind of weird, I don't know how to describe it. It's a corrugated surface, like a lot of divots. Like if you can imagine having a real lightweight shotgun and boom, blowing it into a gel. And so all the little pellets just cut little holes and then stall. It's a real lightweight shotgun. Anyway, that's sugar and salt stuff. And then I thought, well, I guess I could water the grass or something. And I was going to go do a little bit of grocery shopping and all that good stuff. Might even break down and do the laundry. I don't know. Actually, just go to the laundromat. In fact, it's right over there. And I might get around to some of that stuff here today. But the thing is that I was just sitting there thinking it's such a beautiful day. And, nothing against marriage, nothing against women or anything like that. I don't want to hear any racket about that junk. Women are good. Women are important. Women belong, and they're real. And by the way, there's only two kinds of people, men and women. I don't care what the knuckleheads say. And they'll get over it. At some point or another, reality will catch up with them. But at that point, it may be too late. So, we plead with people to come to Jesus. You know what I mean? You could say it another way. I'm pleading with you. Get real. Get sane, man. You are being swamped with lies 24/7, right from the top all the way through the system. Don't settle for that. No, you demand the truth. Demand the truth about who you are and who he is and what this world's all about. And don't accept their malarkey. Don't accept their two-bit chiseling so-called answers. Just don't buy in. There's something else that's better, and go read it. It's called the 66, the Holy Bible. And when that word percolates into your life and into your heart, may the word of Christ dwell richly in your mind and heart within you. For that is where he is. He's on inside with us. He knows me better than I know me, and he still loves me, which seems peculiar to me. Knowing what sort of person I am, I can't see how that works. But he's that good. That's the difference. Well, just one of the differences. But in other words, he loves the unlovable and makes them, over time, learn to love themselves. I don't mean love themselves like that. To themselves also love. Okay, can we just invert the words, please? All this crap about self-love, self-approval, self-image, all that crap, park it. Not interested. What you're interested in is the true image. That would be, I am who is salvation. That's the guy's name, okay? Right up on the cross, read it. I am who is salvation, King of Jews. That's what the sign said. The Nazarene. He's where it's at. You start there, you'll never go wrong. I personally guarantee it. He has changed my life, and he's changing the lives of many, many others. Remember, as the darkness increases, so too does the light, but the light is going to be shining through you. Pay attention. You're going to make a contribution. That's why you're here. That's why you were brought into this world scene at this time, to fulfill the role that he has set out for you. And it's good. You'll flourish if you stick with him, and he never backs down. He never lies. We do that all the time. We fail and fail and fail. We get up on the horse and fall off one side, so we get up the other, fall off the other side, and then fall off the ass end. That's all we do is basically screw up. But over time, he's affecting us to love what's right and true. Seek first the kingdom and his righteousness. Then everything else comes along. So essentially, he's saying the right way. Remember, sanity. Sober up. You're in a real world. We're playing for keeps. There are no overs. There are deadly consequences to poor decisions. Don't make bad decisions. But the only way you can make good ones is to become wise. But we can't make ourselves wise. But he teaches us. And he does so many other things too. He's so patient and kind. And he's real. Best thing about Jesus, he's not invisible. He's got a body, and it's much better than mine. Let's just tell you that much. But in other words, it's an eternal human body with heart, lungs, liver, spleen, bones, ligaments, everything in there, except this time outfitted for eternity. And he's taking his children there and making them like he is, so that they may dwell, all of us, as a kingdom of priests forever to his glory. And it's going to get a lot better than that. See, the problem is our language and our imaginations are so ruined in the fall. We are just guttural barking. Our language is just horrible. But the thing is that in him, there comes a resolution. In him, there comes a new life, a new beginning, really, a start over. He says, behold, I make all things new. He's going to recreate creation, as far as I can tell. And in that new creation, there'll be the right way, the right wayness. It'll be righteous, which means it'll cohere with logic. It'll actually make sense. it will be something you can trust because you see how reliably built it is, or whatever. He's not causing you to blindfold yourself and jump off at the end of a gangplank and hope you don't hit something too hard at the end. That's not what faith is about at all. That's nonsense. What we're talking about here is faith means I believe it. Why? Because it's true. Do I have to point that out? And in this world, yes, we do. The reason we believe Jesus Christ is because he's real and true, and he actually has made contact with me in my mind and heart. I know I've met him. In the Bible, yes, but somehow spiritually too. He's real. Trust me. And he's realer than you or me. And he's coming back, and he's furious. The living God is coming to trample in fury. The church used to know this. The church used to have a pair, you might say. But it's got it all feminine and nice. Let's talk about intimacy, shall we? And what about developing a relationship? Get out of here. Shut up. The gospel message doesn't make any sense. Jesus loves you. Unless you hear the other side of the story. He's coming, and he's got his sword out, and he's at the head of a holy army. They're going to burn the place down. In righteousness. See, we got it coming. We deserve every bit of this. Start there. Go find out what this means. This is what Jesus says to his opponents at one point. Go find out what this means. I desire mercy above sacrifice. Because the only sacrifice I can actually make is my life. And it may be called upon. That's his wisdom. I've entrusted that to him. I'd like to stay long enough to see him come with these eyes of flesh. Just like it was said in the book of Job. I love that verse. With these eyes of flesh I shall behold my Redeemer stand on this earth. Ambition. Let's call it an ambition. A desire, a hope. And I've presented that to him. But it isn't because of some purity in me. I just want to see him kick ass. I just want to see him open up that almighty-sized can of whoop ass and send the devil and all his slaves packing forever. Shattered. Done. No more evil. No more lies. No more murder. No more people crying themselves asleep. No more wars. No more famines. Man-made famines. Man-made pestilences. Man-made disease. None of that crap. He's coming. He's starting over. He's going to build a brand new, but guess what? He's doing it backwards. He's doing it just to piss off the enemy. He's actually begun the new creation in your heart. You're already part of that new and coming world. Now you're still walking around down here. But if you're a Christian, it isn't just you anymore. Christ who lives in me. I want that to be the animating feature of my life. Why not? I mean, am I going to improve on that? Really? Come on. But how would I do that? I can't do that unless he's in it, unless he wants to too. And that's exactly what we're talking about. This is a partnership. This is a dance. He's inviting you to dance. You got to move, you know what I mean? Pick up your feet. Try to stay with the rhythm, you know. I know you're white. That's what I hear, you know. Me, dance, are you kidding? But the point is that, I don't know if it's a tango or what. I don't know what kind of dance it is. I don't know dancing. But it's not one of these modern Frugaloob things or whatever, that sort of thing where they look like they have epileptic seizures, you know, or whatever the heck's going on up there. A lot of that looks like robots that gone wrong or something. That's not dancing. But anyway, when you get down to it with him, it's going to be, he's starting all over everything when he shows in person. But he's begun the process now in our hearts. And we testify that I'm not the man I used to be, and I'm not the man I shall be. But thank God, he's at work. He's here with us. He's not sitting up in some bleacher stand, chair way up yonder kind of going, well, what are those little knuckleheads doing down there anyway? Who can figure them guys out? No, it's not like that. He's walking with us as we go. He's seeing through your eyes, too. So you see through his. And learn how to see people as more valuable than anything in this earth, including gold. But since we can't see that, he has to help us, and he does. So we ask in faith. Why? Because it's the real deal. That's what reality is. See, this is the strong suit of Christianity that the church just simply fails to bring to mind. Except, there are outstanding examples. I'm not the only one, thank God. But the fact is, we're not talking some fairy tale here. We're not talking some, try harder to be a nicer guy because maybe you can score points with an invisible dude somewhere. No, it ain't. Anyway, who cares about that crap? No, this is the real deal. And he's going to change things, and he's going to start in you. Why? Because he's good. It's about him, man. Have a good day.